Hey guys, in this video I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. I want to share with you something really important that has made me a lot of money. It's actually been a very lucrative concept, and it's something that I believe anybody can take in. And when you take this to heart, when you actually take this information and apply it to your life, I believe that you can make a lot more money in your business and whatever that you're doing. Okay, so. Real quick, this came about because I was talking with my girlfriend and I was sharing with her a couple of things about my ability to speak. And, she had said that she wasn't very comfortable speaking in front of large groups of people, especially about something she didn't know about. I'm like, okay, well, what about, sharing something you did know something about, something that you were passionate about, or something that, you could just talk about? And she's like, yeah, I'd be fine talking about that with a group of people. I'm like, all right, well, what about 10 people, 9 people? And she's like, well, no, I don't know if that I feel all that confident. I'm like, all right, what about 3 people? She's like, yeah, I could share it with 3 people. And I said, well, what if you could share it with 3 people, and then 3 more people, and then 3 more people? You could do that, right? All right, well, what if instead of sharing it 3 times, you could just share it 1 time with all 9 people, right? Why does that bring up fear? And somebody told me that fear is false emotion appearing real. False emotion appearing real. And the reality is sharing it 3 times with 3 groups of people feeling 100% confident all those times versus sharing it 1 time with 3 people, with 1 time with all 3 groups, or 1 time with 30 groups, an entire group of people, really is the exact same thing. The only difference is the emotions that you feel on the inside. And the reason that, she doesn't feel totally confident yet isn't because she was born with the talent, it's because she hasn't developed the skill, right? She hadn't put in the time and effort that it takes to remove those fears, to go up there despite being scared and get all sweaty and maybe get nervous in your room making a ton of videos every day, or go up in front of a group of people and present or share something feeling all nervous, and then you do it over and over again. Your body's like, yeah, there's no reason to send out this nervous emotional energy. It's unnecessary. She does it literally every day. Same thing with making a video. And so I want to relate this to making a video, presenting in front of people, doing anything that anybody else has ever learned how to do. And so if you think about walking, everybody, they start out completely, this right here is going to be, I'm going to use some complicated words because this is how I learned it. And this right here stands for unconscious incompetence. Unconscious incompetence. And this is how I learned it. And this is basically how you go from not having a skill to having a skill and being good enough at it. So if you think about walking, you initially started out unconsciously incompetent, meaning you weren't even aware that you couldn't do it. You didn't know it existed, right? And then one day, you became consciously incompetent, meaning you knew that it existed, you were consciously aware that people were walking, you saw all these adults, and how are they getting around so damn easy? I'm over here crawling, and it's not working. But they couldn't do it. Totally incompetent. And from watching, and from learning, and from trying to do things, you slowly moved into the realm of unconscious competence. Unconscious competence. I got that backwards. Unconscious incompetence. Unconscious. Yeah, so this should be actually over here. This circle is wrong. So this should be conscious competence, meaning, you were finally aware and you became competent at it. You could walk, but, only just a couple of steps at a time. You could get a couple of steps from couch over to the chair or whatever, and you would stumble a bit, and you got better and better and better until one day you finally moved over into unconscious competence, meaning like I am right now, I'm standing, I'm kind of walking a little bit, and literally I walked into this room and wrote this on the board wrong, and wrote this little thingy backwards, right? This should just be like that, like a little horseshoe, but I walked all the way over here without even thinking about that. I was thinking about this video and helping you, the person that's watching this right now, have a breakthrough with this. So I got to the point of being unconsciously competent, which is the area that you want to be at, right? It's the area that you're at with driving. Very first time, you didn't know driving existed, and then you found out that driving existed, but you were totally incompetent at it, couldn't do it, and then you started to doing it in the very, I was 15, and my mom's in the car next to me, I got my learner's permit, I could drive, but only with her there. I'm driving for the first time ever, I'm trying to pay attention to the pedal of the gas, and I'm trying to stay in the lines, and I'm looking at these mirrors, and I don't really know how they all work. I'm does that mean that I'm in? And then I'm moving out of the way, and then these signs are going by, and I don't really know what all of them mean. Cars are moving, there's so much stuff going on all at once, but I'm consciously competent. I'm doing it. I'm pulling it off, right? And now, literally I could be eating something, texting, talking to somebody else, and get to my destination without even realizing how I got there, right? I was like, I don't even remember all the places that I went, but I unconsciously, competently made it from where I was to where I wanted to go, right? I got to this level of skill. And I've done the exact same thing with this video. For example, in this video, not only did I set it up wrong, but I had no idea what I was going to say. I knew that I wanted to cover this. I didn't know what examples I was going to use. I didn't know all these things. And I started out here, right? Not even knowing that I could make a video. Then realizing that I could make a video and being terrible at it. My first couple of videos, I'm like rocking back and forth. I'm so nervous. It took me like 20 tries to make a 20-second video, and it was still really, really bad. To where I got to where I could consciously do it, but I was really caught up in my head. I was really thinking about everything, and it came off kind of stilted, like awkward, like almost as if somebody's reading off of a page, because that's kind of really where I started to move towards a script, to finally gotten to the point to where, all right, well, I know that I want to talk about this. Here's an example. I got a good way to start it, and I know my call to action at the end. Let's rock and roll, baby. Push play, or push record. Let's make this damn video, right? And that's the place that I want to inspire you to get to, okay? So, guys, hopefully this was helpful. Right now, if you're watching this video, whether you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook, you see it on my blog. If this has been useful, you probably know somebody else that needs this information. Somebody else that needs that extra push, right? I don't know what this push is. I'm not punching you in the... Somebody else that needs an extra push in their life to where, maybe they're downline, crossline, upline, whatever. Share this video with them. Let them know they can go from not being aware that they could ever even do something to not only doing it, but being able to do it while eating a burger, driving around in their car, talking on the phone, completely unconsciously competent, right? That's how good you can get at something. So right now, pick something that you want to get good at, whether it's speaking publicly in front of people, selling things, presenting something, making videos, writing a blog post, growing a thing on Instagram, learning how Facebook ads work, whatever the case may be, find something today and start your work, start your journey towards it becoming a skill set that you'll always have that will always serve you. Love you guys. Talk to you later.